Tonight, disturbing video showing police dragging a black paraplegic man from his car during a traffic stop in Ohio. And that man now accusing the Dayton Police Department of racial profiling and unlawful arrest in a complaint with the NAACP. Athena Jones is out front.
They dragged me to their vehicle like a dog, like trash, like you take out trash.
The video is difficult to watch. Dayton, Ohio police pulling a black paraplegic man from a car during a traffic stop last month.
I can't step out the car, sir. But you got to I got help. Well, I hope you're getting out. I'm gonna help you getting out. Get out. I'm gonna help you getting out. Get out. Well, I don't think that's gonna happen, sir.
39-year-old Clifford Owensby lodged a complaint with the NAACP. He accuses police of profiling, unlawful arrest, illegal search and seizure, and failing to read him his rights before taking him to jail. Police say they stopped Owensby after seeing him leave a suspected drug house. And based on that sighting and Owensby's past history of felony drug and weapons possession charges, officers called for a narcotics detection canine unit, a drug-sniffing dog, to check the vehicle. Department policy requires occupants exit the vehicle first. The nearly 12-minute police body camera video shows an officer pulling Owensby over and ordering him out of the car.
I cannot step out of the car. I cannot step out of the vehicle. In the car now. You can get out of the car.
The officer says several times he will help Owensby out of the car. Owensby declines, saying he will call someone he knows to come help him.
Hey, bro, can you come down the street to Ferguson and Grand?
Throughout the September 30th incident, Owensby repeatedly asked the officer to call a superior to the scene. The officer says he will do so, but Owensby must get out of the car first.
Because you're getting out of the car. That's not an option. So you're getting out of this car. So you can cooperate and get out of the car, or I'll drag you out of the car. You see your two options here?
Seconds later, a struggle ensues as two officers forcibly remove Owensby, at one point pulling him by his hair.
Get out of the car. You have to get out of the car.
Dayton Police Major Brian Johns said officers retrieved a bag from Owensby's vehicle containing about $22,000 in cash. Owensby said Sunday the money was his savings and that no weapons or drugs were found in the search. He was not charged with any drug-related offenses. A child was also in the car at the time of the incident. Police cited Owensby for not using a child restraint and for having tinted glass windows that obscured vision. He pleaded not guilty. Dayton Mayor Nan Whaley told the Dayton Daily News a full investigation is underway, and no matter where you live or what you look like, everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
Hey, yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. 1751. It's happening, man, with a new review. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, man. This video here is going to be, quite different from the usual. I know you guys are used to me being in a house, comfortable, where we can relax and review these stories together. But today, man, it's gonna be rather different, man. We out in the park. It's nice out. It's 98 degrees. For those of you wondering where we are at the top of the Belmont Plateau, Philadelphia. But today's story, man, is going to be about a young black man, and it's interesting, man. Interestingly enough, we report on a lot of unfortunate situations out of Ohio. We've been reporting on Ohio a lot lately. But today, we're going to be reporting on a young black man, a paraplegic, who was, rather treated unfairly and unlawfully, right, by Ohio PD, right? Now, this is not a current that just happened. This happened quite some time ago, but not everybody are familiar with this, with this story. Anyway, getting into it. This brother was pulled over, obviously in Ohio, where he was treated unlawfully, man. The officers, they approached the vehicle in an unlawful manner. They did things the way that they like to do it, instead of the way that they are supposed to by law, right? They approached his brother's car, they asked him all kind of questions, and the brother made several attempts to inform those officers that he was a paraplegic, and that he would not exit the vehicle. Right now, upon him informing those officers that he was paraplegic and unable to exit the vehicle, these officers took it upon themselves to get in their ego and their feelings.
I'm paraplegic, bro. You can hurt me. You can hurt me, bro. What are y'all doing, bro? You're making this. I'm a paraplegic, bro. I'm trying to tell you that I got help getting in the car. Y'all can hurt me. They can hurt me, bro. Get out, hard. You have to get the car. Somebody help. Somebody help.
They took it upon themselves to just, assume that this brother was just being, unruly and not complying with the orders of the law enforcement. A lot of times they feel, when they're in those uniforms that they are the law and they can't break the law because they are the law, which couldn't be any farther from the truth. Right now, this brother, as time went on, these officers, they end up going over the top, man. When I say over the top, I mean they they unlawfully pulled this brother out of the vehicle by his dreadlocks, right? And just treated him and twisted his body up all different ways, man. Although the brother was, like I said, paraplegic, this is not the way that an officer should be treating anyone for that matter. And that brother probably wasn't able to feel the way his body was being twisted. But a lot of times when people are paraplegic, I believe this brother was paraplegic from the legs down. So he probably was able to feel some of those twists and turns that he had to endure by these corrupt officers. Right now, like a lot of times, these officers, when they know they fucked up, they they write down false. They write down false police reports and try to make it, create a narrative that favors their claims, so to say, right? And that's exactly what they did here. They mentioned that this brother they found $22,000 in his brother's vehicle as if that was illegal. They made sure to mention that they found $22,000 in his brother's vehicle, being as though he's a black man. You have to pay attention. They do things like this because they're hinting that this brother was doing something illegal. Why would he, as a black man, have $22,000 in his vehicle? For whatever reason he had that amount of money in his vehicle. That's totally his business, and it's totally fine and lawful. There's no law that says you can't have $22,000 in your vehicle or on your person. There's no law, that prohibits that, right? But a lot of times, man, when you have a black man, they throw little things in for people to kind of assume and try to, put a narrative together in their head as they watch it. Black man, $22,000 in the car. Then they had a nerve to say, they had the audacity to say that the drug dog, the bloodhound, gave a hint that there were drugs nearby, or drugs, in the vicinity of that money, which they never said, they found the drugs, but the drug dog gave a clue or a hint that they had drugs nearby in the vicinity along with that money, just to try to make it more interesting and to make the story and their narrative kind of make sense, But a lot of times, man, this is what they do. And you're gonna have two sides. You're gonna have people that's gonna automatically judge this brother and convict him on public opinion. Then you're gonna have those who are, who understands the struggle of a black man or a black person that are gonna fight for the better, the better side of the situation, Now this brother, he was, like I said, he was a paraplegic. So a lot of times I have a few paraplegic homeboys, that have been shot. Maybe this brother was shot in the past, and now he receives, some sort of compensation for the, just for the simple fact that he's unable to perform duties on a regular, 9-to-5 job. So this brother could be doing anything, man. He could have been investing in real estate. He could have been selling vehicles. He could have a business somewhere. Who knows? It's his business, right? So this brother having $22,000 in the vehicle, it was beyond me, and just baffling to hear them claim that there was $22,000 in the vehicle, right? But the sad part, man, is the police, especially Ohio police, man. For those of you who have been rocking with this channel, man, you already know that Ohio is one of the most racist states, in America, man. Where racism still runs rampant, man. I mean, over the top, and they really need reform out there. Well, we need reform all over America, but especially in Ohio, man. Ohio, man, is just, time and time again, man. Well, when I see these type of situations, a lot of times, first thing I ask myself, is this Ohio? And this time, I just happen to be right. I had no idea, man, that this unfolded in Ohio. But for some reason, Ohio police, they're cops out there, man. They got a whole different attitude, man. Because throughout the years and throughout the decades, they have been able to get away with so much, because they're backed by a racist captain or sergeant or commissioner, the mayor, just the city, man. They tend to stand behind these officers when they're wrong, and that just leads to more corruption. Nothing will ever get better. Nothing will ever get better as long as the city and the state continue to stand behind these crooked officers, man. The only way these situations are going to get any better is if people start standing up for themselves and getting vigilante justice on these type of officers. Now, again, I'm not the one to advocate for vigilante justice and violence against police officers, but I am totally against police officers being able to commit egregious acts of violence against taxpaying citizens because they understand that they are backed by qualified immunity. And that is a problem, man. That is a problem. Until we get down to the bottom of this, man, and figure out a way that we can come to a common ground where everybody is respected, everybody's rights is honored, this is a bonfire that is headed to becoming a wildfire. As you can see, man, lately there's been, quite a few police officers out there in Ohio who's been gunned down. People are getting sick and tired of the unlawful activity, and a downright disgusting treatment that these officers, practice on everyday people, man. Everybody's not a criminal, man. So, we have to somehow get to some sort of common ground where we can kind of combat these issues, man, because if not, like I said, this is going to turn into a wildfire eventually. We got a lot of black militias all over America, you know, from the NFAC. A lot of y'all might be familiar with the Not Fucking Around Coalition. Shout out to the, you know, to that guy, Grandmaster Jay. Shout out to the modern day Panther movement, you know, and all the other, you know, independent black militias who are standing up for a cause, who are standing up to restore the respect within the black community. You know, anyway, man, until next time, it's your boy, Mr. 1751, bringing you another 1751 review. And until next video, y'all stay up. Somebody help! Somebody help!
Clifford, what was going through your head when this happened, when they pulled you out of the car?
I was in fear of my life. All I could do is just close my eyes and grab the steering wheel, and I prayed to God in my head to, you know, make sure that it didn't go the way that it went. And they snatched me out of the vehicle by my hair, and I don't know, it's a constant reminder every day, you know, and I can't get past the fact that, you know, I've been humiliated like that, never do anyone like that, treat any citizens of Dayton, Ohio, or anywhere else like that.
So the way that we view this is the officer was very aggressive from the beginning. And as Owensby stated, that's why he was fearful of his life when the officer asked him to get out of the car. Number one, you heard the officer state very clearly inside the video that you got one or two things that's going to happen. Number one, either you're going to get out the car, or number two, we're going to drag you out of the car.
Right.
So the officer chose the latter. The officer chose to drag him out of the car because number one, was not going to take place because he could not get out of the car on his own.